Game number 1, Team Madara, ladies and gentlemen, against Team Nintorii, and we're starting today on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Awesome map and ready for an awesome game. And look at these drafts here. We got Madara on Vala going into an auto attack style, supported by Caesar Salad on Uther main tank, doubling of course as a support here too. June on Oriel, we got Naz on Hogger, and Ultralisk on Thrall. As over on the right side of the map, Team Nintorii in red is kicking things off with Ipdings on Stukov. We got Nintorii himself on Deckard Cain, Porky on Maiev, Nano with a Fel Flame build on Gul'dan, and Sven is playing Urel. The reason why we don't have drafts for this series is fairly simple. When it was played out live, I couldn't cover it because I was pretty sick at the time and could not cast that day. So I'm still trying to provide at least the coverage here after the fact. I honestly don't know how that series ended, how many games we have. This is a best of 3, but it should be a good one because these two teams have been doing a great job throughout the tournament. And damn, that is not good for Vala. Vala dying instantly as the game starts. If you're playing an auto attack style with Vala and go straight for the Gambit quest on level 1, then you don't want this to happen. That's 5% of the attack speed bonus already gone before anything else is happening here. That's kind of bonkers. They got a kill at least, but this is still a better trade for Team Nintorii. If you can move all of these Gambit stacks from Vala, that is just the dream right there. So they're off to a good start. Ipdings gets attacked too, but they can't get a kill. That would have been a second one against Stukov. And Sven also getting a bit blocked. He has to jump out, so the Space Goat is already on the move. Vala with a few more hits, but there's the heal. Both teams, therefore, currently with the double support. So we have the, I want to say, more traditional double support setup for Vala on the blue team side, where they choose for Uther to act as a tank as well. And then on the other side, you have Deckard Cain plus Stukov, and it's essentially them using Maiev as a tank. Now, you don't really, I don't know, you don't really see that all that often. I'm still not a big fan. There's like Maiev frontline. Sometimes you see it with Leoric and a couple of supports behind it. Yeah, color. I'm a bit skeptical. But anyways, we'll see how it works out. For now, it's actually not going all too badly. They currently take down Hogger, which is the second kill for the red team. And it also allows them easy access to the bottom of the map where they're able to get those siege giants locked in. Teams have now both taken their mercenary camps in the middle and are starting to push through with them. Thrall, by the way, stacking on level 4. Has gotten himself 2 stacks for the Frostwolf pack already. And we have Deckard Cain with Rejuvenation Potion. So definitely able to support the mages a little bit and also the rest of them. We have an ability boost on that. Again, this is all playing out of North America. Probably something I should have pointed out too. Heroes Captain's Clash is fully organized by the NA players. We have still a few Europeans playing here. As you can see, Ultralisk, for example, is currently right in front of us. And they play with the ping disadvantage. I mean, they have to play cross server, so they play with the ping disadvantage. The same that happens when we have our European tournaments taking place and some of the Americans like Cure and others deciding to participate in them. Still something to at least note though. And yeah, Porky is already looking for another quick tether here. Gets whipped into a wall. Yep. Oriel right there. Vala is dead again. Another 5% gone. Yeah, 3 minutes into the game, already 2 deaths on Vala, despite the fact that there's a double support support her. So, not really a great start if you ask me. Definitely some struggles here on the blue team. Team Nintorii might have some problems. Madara's team with 3 kills to 1, a little bit of a lead in experience, and also about to get the first objective of the game. We have them on 44 turned in gems, and Nano has enough to make it an easy 50 and get that first set of web weavers in. Which the blue team is fully aware of, which is why they're currently pushing in for it and trying to get a kill, flank over. They don't have level 7 talents yet, and Ultralisk gets taken down. Ultralisk is gone, Caesar Salad is gone, and this is starting to look bad. This is actually starting to look very, very bad for the team in blue. I mean, they're struggling. It is currently 5 kills to 1. First Web Beavers are going to be descending in favor of Team Nintorii. And yeah, they're going to do work here. So, Madara... Yeah, Madara in particular is really struggling a bit on the blue team side. Now, here comes again Ultralisk because he's starting to move in with another Wolf. Gets a stack at least, so he's sitting at 2 now. But this is looking, as I said, very good initially for the red team. Now obviously dynamics change, specifically once the teams hit heroic abilities, but the momentum is now in the hands of the red team and they're gonna try run this very aggressively to try and get themselves the first fort of the game here. Madara again gets a lot of damage pushed onto him from Gul'dan in particular, so you've already lost 10% of your attack speed. Gotta be a bit more careful with that. Now, they're taking or trying to take the fort out in the middle. Still June with a few quick whips, but this is likely going to be the end of the mid lane fort. So a fantastic first objective for Team Nintorii. That's a great objective for them. If they can get another kill, and they do, then even better, and they get a double kill. They take both of the supports out. Both of the supports is gone, and there's level 10 now too. This is starting to get a bit ridiculous. I mean, 10 to 8, 7 kills to 1. Absolute disaster from their perspective, and I am a little bit surprised. This is not what I had on my bingo board for this series, I got to admit. So right now we have 7 kills to 1, another fort about to fall. This is all coming from the first objective, from the first Webweaver wave. Have fun trying to get back into that. I mean, they lost obviously also a huge amount of gems with all of the kills that came through here. That makes matters worse. Not only are you losing structures, you're losing gems, which are essentially a ticket back into the game once that you are falling behind. So this is really starting to become not just a small problem, but a huge issue for them. The only potential saving grace here would be to hit level 10 abilities and start winning some team fights. Because now the second set of Web Weavers is already coming down, which will likely then destroy the fort at the bottom of the map. And once that's gone, you have just no fountain in the middle of the map anymore. So Team Nintorii is absolutely steamrolling this. At least up to now, they're going through Team Madara like hot butter through cheese. Just melting them down here. Now at the bottom of the map, now with Sundering in and Shockwave, there's at least a bit more CC that they can use, so that might be helpful. So the attacks are coming, but Sven is wholly unimpressed. They're coming in with the rest of the team right now and trying to make a quick play here. We also have camps in the middle. Hogga is attempting to deal with them. That means that there's only 4 defenders at the bot lane. So it's a 5 versus 4 as they're pushing for it. Aegis used as the little Nado came in. Here comes Urel, but well done. At least they're not losing too much. Defense is actually on point now. Defense is on point. Hogga in the middle is doing his best, but still loses the wall. But again, this was a much better defense now. And they're finally getting some kills. Maiev is gone. Madara has a few hits in on his level 1 talents after he died initially twice and lost the 10% of his attack speed bonus. He now is at 73 stacks. There's a little bit more oomph behind his auto attacks. So that's at least something. But yeah, here comes the next move from the red team. But they're not able to get a counter kill. Thrall completing his quest. Enough gems for a turn-in on the blue team side. And they're running straight into Hogga at the top. But yeah, he's fine. Is able to get out. Imagine him dying here. Oh, Nano? Okay. Nano gets a good connect, but also didn't have his ult ready, so they couldn't push him back into the fight. But just imagine Hogga dying with the 36 gems. That's roughly half the gems that the blue team has. That would have been bad news indeed. But obviously, the red team isn't done. So once again, the little Nado attempt to zone them out a bit. Not quite work out. But level 13 talents are now available. And we get the virulent reaction for Stukov. Fellflame synergy between the 13 and the level 1 talent now that Gul'dan picked up his next talent. And they're still a bit more active in the middle of the map as they're doing their thing here. And Hogga is continuously being prevented from turning in. It's like half the battle right now. He is the one that holds the most gems, but currently they're not guarding this at all anymore, and that's the window that Nas chose to move in, make the turning happen, And so they're getting closer and closer to a web weaver wave for themselves. And there are still chances for the blue team to bring this back. There's still a couple of opportunities to make that work and push the opponent back out if they get some web weavers and can take structures down. But now even a sneaky play for the boss up at the top. And I have to assume that Team Madara is realizing pretty quickly what's happening here, because everybody just disappeared from the minimap. They gotta be somewhere. I think they're a bit afraid that they're gonna be flanked and they're not realizing their spots get taken, but now they're turning in, so I think they know what's going on, so they turn in, boss gets taken, each team defends, one against the boss, one against the web weavers, so it's a nice trade for the red team. They're again putting their opponents into a position where they have, so to say, waste gems just to properly defend here. But since they're not really moving back, we might actually see them try and go on the attack instead. It's only 10 minutes into the game, though the boss is not that strong yet. It will be doing some damage. But here in the middle, there's a chance for Team Madara to not only take some heroes down, but maybe also destroy finally the first fort. And here comes the attack against Maiev, who nearly dies. Lots of CC used in that last encounter, and it could have ended with a kill against Maiev, against Porky, but they're able to keep him alive, and that is the first web weaver taken out. Actually, not even the first one. Top side has also been successfully thrown back. So that first objective didn't really do a whole lot. Yeah, not really a lot. So we're now nearly on level 16 for Team Nintorii. And that's where we're going to get another big power spike for the red team that should allow them to do some work here. So, as is, Aegis gets used to save Ultralisk. Oh, ha, 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 and Khaldor goes down. Nice. A whip from Oriel again. June doing pretty okay on that one. His side job as archaeologist is clearly paying off for him. And with Madara turning in and the rest of the team also being able to deliver if they want, they should get another web weaver wave. Still, the problem doesn't change. They're going up against level 16 talents now. There's a lot of synergy here also with the Rampant Hellfire, as Khaldor has been grabbing that. We get Templar's Verdicts, we got the Super Strain, and the Old Man with the Horadric Staff. So it has a couple of stuns now in 2. But can they leverage this properly? Blue team has web weavers coming. They need to defend once again. By the way, Tempered by Discipline as a level 13 talent for Vala. They're half a level away from 16 when Manticore is going to kick in. It's of course a massive power spike for an auto. I mean, it's a massive power spike for any Vala player, but with an auto attack style even more so. Only 88 stacks for Madara, on the other hand. So, yeah. Aegis again. A bit of a safety tool. Horrify! And the Divine Shield and Vala. God, they had to use everything to keep her alive. I mean, everything. Aegis was used, Divine Shield was used, double support behind her to just like drop one heal after another. But they were at least able to ensure that she doesn't fall. It's a lot of cooldowns that were sacrificed though. But they get a fort at the top. So that's also pretty darn good. And now down at the bot lane, we now have the final web weaver about to be defeated. It's actually not quite true. I mean, technically the one at the top is still there. We're going to have Maiev take him out, but he's not, that web weaver is not going to accomplish anything anymore. Blue team might still be able to do a bit more damage. Could also go for the next camp then afterwards, of course. But they are doing pretty alright now. So if you think about how this all started, what was it, 7 kills to 2? And they were trailing by nearly 2 levels. Now they're in even talents. They are still trailing in experience, but this is bridgeable. They've took 1 fort out. A little bit more would be great. But yeah, we'll see. Currently, there's still the attack coming in from the bot lane. Madara in a corner a bit, but they're making sure that nobody is affected. We had even a shockwave come out from Hogger here, and they're able to also catch Nano. So, yep, the attack at the bot lane is slowly coming in, as the red team has not only turned in and gotten their web weavers, but they're already sieging up with Khaldor, for example. So even before the web weavers are here, they are starting to do some damage. And it's not only the bot lane that is, of course, a focal point. We have now Team Madara in need of defending the mid and the top lane, where keeps are exposed. So, yeah, this one is getting And hit as well. And up at the top lane, Naz is currently the only one dealing with Sven and the web weavers. Everything else is just playing out in the mid lane. But we have level 16 on both sides. That means Manticore. If Vala can just target some of the opponents properly, they could do a lot. But she's currently sitting at only 32,000 damage. This is not all that crazy. For an auto-attack style Vala with this many support heroes behind her, you would expect a bit more than that. Especially when you compare that and contrast that with Thrall, who's sitting at 35,000, with Gul'dan, who's at 47k. So Vala is certainly having a few problems trying to make this work properly. And we'll see if they can get a few more attacks in there too. Now, Ultralisk, caged, cautious. Again, Divine Shield for Vala. They're trying. The next attack is already coming as Vala's just dancing around them. Sven still has his ult available. Lulnado is also up. They're trying to focus on Gul'dan now, but the battle is still raging on. I'm not so sure about Sven though. He gets locked down and he dies. Yrel is gone. That's 8 kills to 4. Job well done. And the blue team on their way to potentially get back into the game. They still have to go through 2 forts if they want to draw even with the other team. But it starts to look a little bit better. Uther nearly dies, but boy, look at that stun combo. Woo-hoo-hoo! That was some sexy stuff right there. Beautiful stun combo that allows them to take Gul'dan and Stukov out after this fight. So, nicely done. And of course, they're mega close to the boss now, and that is the first thing that they are grabbing. So, they are up against level 20 talents, but with 3 heroes still dead on the side of Team Nintorii, this is the moment when you're gonna do damage. I mean, now you're gonna do some serious work. Right now, you can either fall towards the middle. They can even turn in. They got enough gems. I'm just realizing this now. They can time the boss around the turn-in and try to hit all of these things at once. Push through the top lane with a properly coordinated play with boss and web weaver, and then let the web weavers destroy the rest. The reason that Thrall is actually heading back now is fairly simple. He wants to accelerate the progress of the web weaver a little bit. That's the whole reason why we're currently seeing that. Take as many of these minions out as you can and allow the web weaver to push through the mid lane. Good defense also from the red team. They got themselves a camp, so this will slow down the progress of the web weaver in the middle and potentially even take it out. So a lot of the aggression is going to center around the top lane, as already expected, with the boss pushing over. But we'll see if that mid and bot lane are also going to suffer. There's level 20 on both sides, so now it's dead even. And Vala has 3 rewards for her level 1 now. Stukov falls, and so does Gul'dan. Guys, this is all turning on Team Nintorii. Team Nintorii is now all of a sudden in dire straits. They had such a great opening into the game, and now everything is falling apart for them. They were the ones that took out structure after structure, and now everything is just going to shit. They are losing way too much here. 17 minutes in, 9 kills to 8, and it's a play for core and game as Team Madara is pushing for the W, for the victory on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and they claim it. The core goes down. GG. Team Madara able to turn the game around, go for the comeback, and beat Team Nintorii on the first map of the best of 3.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Team Madara against Team Nintorii, and this time we find ourselves on Infernal Shrines. The 1-0 lead for the blue team, as over on the left we got Madara on Vala, Caesar Salad on Stukov, Naz on Leoric, Ultralis playing Maiev, and we got June on Uther for the team in blue. Playing obviously with an auto attack style on the side of Vala here. Double support with, once again, Uther doubling as the main tank. And on the right side of the map we got Nintorii's team with Nintorii himself on deck at Kane, Ipdings on Sylvanas, Blaze is being played by Sven. Here we got Nan on Mephisto and Porky on ETC. Yeah, ETC as a main tank, honestly for me always a little bit of a favorite. It's kind of weird because if you play him as a proper sustain tank, then he usually falls short and you can really fail hard with ETC. But watching a good ETC player just dissect an opponent's team can be incredible fun. It is, compared to other main tanks, a very high risk though. So let's see if it works out for the team in red, if they can actually force game number 3, or if it's going to be a 2-0 walkover by Team Madara. Already a little bit of a brawl at the top, and Ultralisk gets nearly demolished here. Ipdings just barely makes it out too. But it's an interesting setup that is currently played by Team Madara. Now, first of all, they have that double support, and traditionally it's actually Uther that acts as that main tank. But given the fact that June is currently playing the hero, it really seems like that's not quite what they're aiming for here. We have Caesar Salad instead on Stukov. But even in the past, we had sometimes double support Leo main tank, sometimes even Maiev main tank. So it's a wild comp that they're playing, but obviously they're trying to also create a lot of space for Vala so that she can get the stacks together and can absolutely rip the opponent's team apart. A lot of aggression actually in the rotations between the teams as is. Normally you would have expected teams already to focus a lot more on their own mercenary camps. They have at least one taken in the case of Team Madara, as they send Ultralisk over to grab the one on the bottom left. But now, while Team Nintorii is taking their own, we're getting, for the blue team, a second camp, so a bit of a lead here on mercenary experience and pressure through the bot lane. And even an invade! Alright, the aggression continues! I'm here for it, I like it, let's go! So, they're trying to steal the camp, and they actually pull it off. All 3 of the Khazra camps go over to Team Madara. Now, that's an opening into the game. They haven't gotten a kill so far, but they are doing pretty alright here. Now, as they're starting to push for the bottom wall, let's see how much damage they can actually do here. Porky on ETC, I am still looking at this and I'm like, oh my god, it's either going to be glorious or it's going to be a disaster. I think there's no middle ground. Time will tell, I guess. We got the Rejuvenation Potion for Deckard Cain as a level 4 talent currently, trying to provide also a little bit more mana for the boys at front, specifically, of course, Mephisto. But with the wall already fallen, I'm just saying, red team seems like they're struggling a bit. Nice dodge from Ultralisk, the tether follows, and that's the end of Porky. ETC is gone. Beef on the table. Let's get some burgers, boys. Alright. 1-0 on the kill count. And now the play for the bottom fort. And damn, Team Madara is not taking any prisoners here. Just as a little bit of a side note, we haven't had an objective yet. They nearly destroyed the bottom fort, and we haven't had a single objective in this second game. They are absolutely crushing it down here and have established a small lead in experience, but the bigger story is really how they're just murdering this bot lane fort. And they're just giving it up. They're just giving it up. They're like, alright, fair enough, it's too late. We underestimated this. We didn't really need it. We couldn't deal with all the sustain that they're throwing at us here, so we have to let that one slide. And that means that the blue team pulls a little bit farther ahead in experience and will likely also grab the early level 7 talent for objective number 1. This is not a good start for Team Nintorii. Far from it, actually. They are in some serious trouble, potentially, if they now lose that Punisher too. I mean, things are already bad enough as is. We're 3.5 minutes in and they lost their first fort. And now the question is, can they at least go for the Punisher? Ipdings at the top. Now has to deal with Ultralisk, and that's a kill. Nice. Very cool move from Ultralisk with Sylvanas. Absolutely no chance for Ipdings here. And this is, of course, just another problem that Team Nintorii now has to deal with. The opponent is already at 21 stacks on the Shrine minions. We have them with level 7 talents. Both teams now. Vala, I mean, she hasn't really had a lot of opportunities to stack, to be quite frank with you. We have about 34 stacks currently. Obviously hasn't died yet, but not a lot of big fights happening where she can sustainably get auto attacks through. So what we're seeing instead is the blue team even delaying the objective a little bit longer, sitting at 39 minion stacks because they want to time their camp at the top left together with it. So they are trying to just attack wherever they can, while Leo is already pushing the bot lane out. And the red team is, at this point, letting it happen. They are slowly starting to maybe force their hand. Nope, not even moving for the shrine. Just saying like, yeah, we're going to take our own camp and then we'll see how this goes. But, whew, what a start into this second game for Team Madara. These guys are not playing around, are they now? So, more camps about to be grabbed. They would be quite happy to just push this towards level 10, I'm telling you. If they push this a little bit further, just half a level, and then grab the Punisher and the rest of the experience in between, then they can attack with level 10 abilities. and have all the camps on the map, and currently is looking a bit more likely. Another one gets stolen at the bottom. They get the camp. Can they get the kill? Lilo goes around, and Blaze is gone. Boah, from insult to injury here. They are already struggling, and now they have to fend off the push in the middle. There's the jump over the wall. Gets procced by Deckard Cain. Nicely done. But while Ultralisk is defending the top with Maiev, here we have level 10 kicking in. And this is where things could go really, really wrong for Team Nintorii. They defend at least the Punisher quickly, but this push... yeah, this push is over. What a lead, though. 3 kills to 0, 1 fort destroyed, opening up other opportunities here in the middle. The Entomb misses, though. They're still trying to go for Porky, and Ultralisk is going to attempt tether. Connects it. Here's the stun, the follow-up from Uther, and that's a dead ETC once again. Carnivores here on the side of the blue team. They want meat. The only thing that's missing here is the Butcher, to be honest with you. And they're just going for the next fort. They don't care. They come in and they take everything out in their path. Finally, they have to be retreating at least for a little bit. Tap that fountain, maybe. Ipting's riding in from the top, but that also leaves Leo all alone on the top lane. Nas is easily going to be able to take another wave out, get the team a bit more experience as the blue team sets up for another push in the middle. They got the sustain, the 4-man. I mean, they really do. Leo with all the drains later on, then of course as well, a little bit of self-sustain never hurt. Here comes the big slap at this point. So yep, nicely done. Good jet propulsion stun at least. Maybe now a kill for Team Nintorii. And it doesn't really look like it. They at least push him back. But it's a 5 versus 5 now, and you gotta be careful here. It's 4 kills to 0, and just looking at the damage numbers, Sylvanas, granted, is top damage in the game, but that doesn't really matter if you can't get a single kill, so they gotta do something here. Porky moving out and providing some cover for the team as they were getting the first Khaldor camp, I believe, down here at the bottom of the map. It took them a while to grab this. Lulnado, of course, for Deckard Cain here. So we don't have any kind of sleeper setup. Vala has now, with those team fights that we just saw a second ago, finally been able to get some additional stacks also onto her level 1. So we're seeing her on 73. Nearly a kill on Blaze, but he's able to move out of the lurking arm and get the bunker through. So bunker is ready. What about ETC? Uh-oh. Porky is waiting for his cooldown. Gets stunned once, twice, and he's dead again. These guys are hungry. ETC is just getting farmed here. 5 kills, 2-0, and that was the 3rd death on ETC. So, yeah, we talked about it earlier. You can make some incredible plays with ETC, but he's a squishy one, and if you are not the one taking the initiative in those fights, you very quickly find yourself on the receiving end. So, ETC gone once more. They're about to take down the fort. Nice dodge. Blaze with the jet propulsion doesn't connect anything, and instead he's now getting stunned once, twice. Is finding himself the center of attention, and Sven certainly doesn't enjoy that. That's the end of Blaze, so another staggered death in favor of Team Madara. They're going through the opponents like hot butter through cheese right now, absolutely murdering them. 6 kills to 0, and what a performance by Team Madara. I mean, damn, that is quite the play here. 111 stacks, and we are only 8 minutes in. This is the second objective. It feels a little bit like we're already hitting the late game, but we're not even at the 10-minute mark. 13 has just barely hit, but of course there's no way for the red team to contest this. What they are trying to do is bait a few heroes towards the top and then trap him here, but that doesn't work either. Well, just as I say it, Ultralisk is nearly getting wrecked. There's the dance party, and if not for the Divine Shield from June, that might have been the end. Ultralisk going full face check here on the bush, but thankfully for his teammates, he doesn't die. But damn son, he really just went for that bush, was like, yeah, it's gonna be fine. Well, I guess at the end of the day it was. You can thank Uther for that. 6 kills to 0, and the push comes again down at the bottom of the map. That's of course where the Punisher is now starting to move in. The only fort that is still holding for the red team is all the way up at the top. But here comes that rotation and the attempt to go for keep number 1 in this game. No talent advantage. 13 versus 13, so let's see what they can pull off. Vala is by now top damage in the game. Yes, there's the Entomb. Follow up on the Punisher, jump and stun. But still some decent damage coming out. Blaze with a flank attempt. And of course, it's a Frozen Punisher. Those bad boys are hurt. Disable everything, specifically if you're not the one running Sylvanas, quite helpful. They're gonna get the entire wall. Softening, opening that up as we are 10 minutes in the game. And we have them on level 15. Definitely pretty decent. Couldn't get a kill in this encounter. Have to fall back here slowly. Leo's, by the way, is still sitting at the side a little bit. But he's also going to make it. Yep, just goes away. Plays it safe. Uther shows real quickly just to say, tell ETC, you know, dude, we should probably not engage here, or we're going to take advantage for them real quickly. But here comes the half level that they're missing for 16, and the red team shows some respect as they retreat from the camp and give it up. But level 16 talents, that's going to be a bit rough. It's 1.5 levels that you have to bridge. I suppose that it's just going to be in time for the next objective, where they have even talents once again. But times are currently tough for the red team. They want to force game 3. They want to force game 3 in this, and it's not going to be easy. Now that Vala has Manticore, that front line is going to suffer even further. We have also the crushing hope for Leoric, so even a bit more here. Trying to go for that Entomb, but Blaze this time at least has their number. But they also want to steal the camp away. June already sitting here at the side with Benediction. And they're getting ready to steal that camp, and no one is going to interfere. Instead, they're going for ETC. He's gone. That's a quick and easy kill. Vala just melting him away as Leo set them up with the Entomb, and of course Stukov with a nice follow-up. Basically the combo between Entomb and Lurking Arm is the poor man's Buried Alive. Once at level 20 connects, Leo can pull all of this off by himself, but for now they still need Stukov to help out a little bit. And now that they're pushing for the top, oh boy, this is not looking good. This is a 4 vs 5 to begin with, and from the beginning of the game, the red team had absolutely no problems diving deep below forts. They're getting another kill. This time Mephisto is gone, and they're just continuing that bloodbath. Moving in for Sven, stunning out Deckard Cain. That's some elder abuse right there. The old man just trying to wobble out, but it's tricky. Now on top of that, if you just look over to Mephisto, is at 30,000 damage. Vala is just the one running the show here. Last fort has been eliminated. And so far we're still waiting for kill number 1 for Team Nintorii. They haven't killed anything. They took a tower down at the top and a gate, that's it. Some damage on the fort, but they haven't gotten a single kill in the entire game, nor have they destroyed a big structure. So while they're still waiting for level 16 talents, with the double shaman camp, we're now having a big push for that keep, and Blaze is not here right now. So they're starting with the tether again. Deckard Cain is zoning them out as best they can, but here comes that move from Ultralis. ETC saving the day, ult out against Vala, but they are highly unimpressed here. And those shamans, they just keep doing work. They're going in and that keep is gone, baby. They're gonna... well, is it? If they might have been able to take it down if they just right-clicked the hell out of it, but so far they didn't. Instead, they're trying to go for the kill. Divine Shield is out, but ETC survived. Ooh, there it is! Leo has to buy the next round once that they're going to the pub again. 100%. Like, he's feeding. Clearly feeding. Rumor has it he just wanted to activate his trade at least once in the game. But that is now a dark spot on their resume. They were about to lock in the perfect game, and now this. By the way, talking about things happening. At the bottom of the map, double catapult on the keep. So now this one is taking serious damage, and the red team is not even going for it. Red team is so desperate trying to get the objective at the top side that they're just letting the bottom keep go. Boys, what's going on? You need to download the minimap DLC. It's super helpful. That minimap is amazing. I mean, seriously, download that shit. Right now, the bottom keep is gone for free. So they might not have gotten the top keep, but they certainly did get the one at the bottom of the map. Fight is also not over yet. This is a 4 versus 4, and with all the sustain that the blue team is running here, if you don't take Vala out, then you're going to be in a whole world of pain here. So a bit of slap is happening. Oh, nice connect at least from Mephisto, but they can't get the kill, and the double support is doing their work to make sure that Vala is nicely topped off here. 163 stacks now for Madara, means that he is, first of all, hasn't died yet. Second of all, is also getting some really serious auto attack damage out there. Top side, Sven against Nas. We got 32 stacks against 5. But Blaze is gone. Blaze is gone. And I'm not so sure that the red team can win the Shrine fight, nor that they should try to. because they might just attempt to get those 8 stacks, and maybe they can pull that off, but it's going to come at a price. They're going to lose a few heroes. ETC is already gone. Sylvanas is doing what she can to grab this, but if they're losing more heroes here, then who cares who takes the Punisher? They can just go for the core. Mephisto is already gone. Sylvanas is doing her thing. She needs another hit. One more minion, and it's... at least that happened. Okay, she got it. She got it. But they got everything else. That's a 5-man team wipe. And that is going to be the play for game and match from Team Madara right here, right now. They're even taking the time to take the keep in the middle because the rest of them is just missing. Blaze is going to be the first one back to business and trying to defend, and even he actually tries. He actually goes for it. Vala, by the way, on the damage number, it's 57,000. Easy top damage for her. Team Madara, I mean, serious stuff in game number 2. A 2-0 victory. They take down Team Nintorii. Nice done. Really well played. Here at the Heroes Captains Clash. The victory for the blue team on Infernal Shrines.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.